Hi. Rich. A term most of you are unfamiliar with because you're constantly broke. You. Hey you, I'm talking to you. But what if I told you that the richest man on earth, actually in history, came from our very land of Africa? Yes people, I'm talking about Make It Rain Mansa Musa. The man was so rich that even to date, no one can accurately estimate his wealth. He could probably pay my whole student loan and still be rich. He would actually do such a thing. He didn't just own gold, he had a heart of gold. So, let's get to him. Abu Bakr II, or Abu Bakari, was the ninth Mansa, or king of Mali. Now, Mansa meant like the king of the Mali Empire. He was living the life, king of a great empire that was the source of a lot of gold. But he wasn't satisfied with just being the Mansa. He believed that he could reach the ends of the earth, or in this case, the ends of the Atlantic Ocean. So Abu Bakr sent an expedition of 200 boats filled with men, gold, water, food, and other supplies. So the men left their land, ready to explore. But things didn't go as planned. Only one boat returned. The captain of said boat explained that all the boats ahead were swallowed by a whirlpool, and they were the only ones who managed to escape. Being a king, you'd expect him to, be wise and believe the experienced, well-trained captain. But he didn't and was like, I don't believe you, so pack your bags, boys. We're going on an adventure. So he increased the number of boats, men, and resources and started his journey with his men. And he died. Actually, he disappeared for a while and there was no sign of his return or life. Dang, Atlantic, why so salty? No, and anyone? It's okay.
Say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Before Abu Bakr left on his adventure, he put Musa Keita in charge of the throne as deputy. But because Abu Bakr never returned, Musa, our guy, became permanent Mansa. As the 10th emperor of the Mali Empire, Musa ruled over 24 major cities, from Timbuktu to the Atlantic Ocean. That is, present-day Mali, Niger, Senegal, Ivory Coast, Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, the Gambia, and Mauritania. During his reign, the empire flourished. He conquered and increased the cities, over 420 of them. He integrated the cultures with Islam, brought and developed education to his land, and even constructed beautiful architecture. He laid the foundation for modern urban civilization, with cities such as 1. Timbuktu, which he transformed into one of the most prestigious cities in the world. It became a center of trade, religion, and scholars. And number 2, Gao, located on the Niger River, which was one of the oldest trading centers in West Africa. This proves that he was a great military leader as well. Mansa Musa and the empire's source of wealth was from his gold and salt. Yes, people, salt. White people's favorite spice.
Your friend Karen brings her potato salad to your cookout. Uh-oh, T'Challa.
I think I'm getting the hang of this. Before I answer, a few questions. This woman, Karen, she is Caucasian, eh?
Yes.
And she has her own recipe for potato salad, eh?
Yeah.
Ah, I understand. It is noble that she would volunteer to cook for everyone. And although I have never had potato salad,
Of course.
I sense that this white woman does not season her food.
That's right.
Salt at the time was extremely valuable because, let's face it, you can't live without it. Musa was a devout Muslim and thus wanted to participate in Hajj. Hajj is a pilgrimage made to Kaaba, the house of God, in the sacred city of Mecca in Saudi Arabia. Hajj is a demonstration of solidarity of the Muslim people and their submission to God. So in the year 1324, Musa traveled from Mali to Saudi Arabia, making stops in Cairo and Medina. Dang, that's far. I can't even make it up the stairs without dying. That's because you're lazy. I'm not lazy. I'm on energy saving mode. You tell yourself that. as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, Musa prepared for his travels. Now, a trip like that was one that needed serious planning. Being the smarty pants that he was, Musa ensured that he accounted for all the things that they needed. He brought with him 60,000 men, all wearing brocade and Persian silk, 1,200 slaves, who each carried 1.8 kgs of gold, and messengers dressed in silk, who bore gold staffs. He had organized horses that handled bags. By the way, the horses were blingified. He provided everything they needed for their procession, including food for the entire company of both men and animals. He had 80 camels, which each carried 23 to 136 kgs of gold dust. Gold dust? That's a thing? Earlier I mentioned that he made a stop in Cairo. The thing is, he really didn't want to stop there. You see, the Mamluk Sultan of Egypt, that is, the leader of Egypt at the time, Al-Nasir Muhammad, had requested numerous times that Musa visit him. But Musa, being his own boss, refused. The real reason for Musa constantly saying no was suspected to be his pride. Mansa Musa knew, by visiting Sultan Al-Nasir, that he would have to bow down in respect to him. Musa would not bend the knee for anybody.
So I assume, my lord, you're here to bend the knee.
I am not.
However, he knew that he would eventually have to see him, so he decided to visit Al-Nasir and gift him with riches when passing through Cairo. Musa's kindness extended not only to the royals, but to the common folk. He gave all the poor people he met on the way golden staffs or gold in any form. And, being a tourist, he bought items from the locals, giving them way more than they expected from the things he was buying from them. He was literally handing out golden checks, making it rain in Cairo, however you guys pronounce it. Unfortunately, his kindness had its defects. He accidentally brought down the economies of the cities he came across. By giving away so much gold, he inadvertently inflated the price of the precious metal, so much so that it took a full decade for gold to stabilize in value. So imagine there was a period of time when one man made freaking shiny gold, as rare as it was, potentially worthless, because everybody had it. I love this man. Don't worry though, he fixed it, cause he was super rich. His pilgrim to Mecca was not just a display of wealth, but also to create relationships with the outside nations, put Mali on the map, and bring great scholars and architects to develop, educate, and build his land. The leader truly cared for his people, unlike most of our leaders we have today. He was acknowledged by many scholars who wrote about him and his greatness. His achievements are so vast that they can't be summarized in this one video alone. So, here's a speed text of the things that he achieved. Wait a minute. Extremely wealthy, like richest man wealthy. Obtained wealth from rich minerals. Maintained culture of his people. He came to power after former leader traveled and died outside the land. His traveling made the outside world know about the kingdom and their wealth.
Assemble.
So, what have we learned today? Number 1, don't explore the outside world, people. It's a trap. You will die. So stay at home, where there's Wi-Fi and warmth and food. And number 2, even when you become rich, don't be a douchebag. Be kind. Share. That's all we have for today. Bye, people.